Yeah, there's totally no counter to slugging, by the way, the thing that's already on. Totally no counter to slugging. Okay, then where was the fucking aura behavior? Overwhelming presence triggered, so it should have showed me a fucking aura. Where was the aura? I get overwhelming presences for 4 seconds, however, it's now 6 because I have lethal pursuer, so again, where was the aura behavior? Considering they've let the other person die out, I don't give a shit. I'll literally just wait here, because again, if I go to take my time to find them, and then hatch spawns underneath them, what did they do to deserve it, you know? Also, it's on the other player for not staying where I put them, by the way. So again, I don't give a shit. You can bleed out to death. That's your choice. Wouldn't you fucking know? Wouldn't you know? Wouldn't you know? I'm Claire fucking Voyant, am I? That I know the hatch is bullshit, and that it's genuinely at this point in the game's lifespan shouldn't exist, or that it should be implemented to never spawn within 30 or 40 meters of a survivor or killer. That should never happen. It's spawning that close to a survivor should never happen. So the only player here who is somewhat innocent to not using meta is the Fengmin. Claudette gave up when I found her, right? Crawling around the outside the fucking map, not going to go help their teammate, had four second chance perks. This does count as a second chance perk in my book, given the fact it's 32 meters of free information on any pallet, any window. So in English, that translates to, if you see the killer, you already know where to go. You already know where a pallet is. There's no being outpositioned if you have windows, because again, you know where every fucking pallet is. Terrible design. Literally, literally just weaponized. Nobody runs this who actually runs it for fucking anti-tunnel. It's just there to be weaponized. Again, you be found, immediately sprints to a pallet. Again. So, literally, it's the reason why I call Windows a second chance. Any speed, immediately straight to a pallet. And this, you know why this is a fucking second chance perk. If you don't know why, you are an idiot. Background player with a flashlight. Gee, could you get any more fucking stereotypical? Hope, Windows, Iron Will. Iron Will doesn't do much because unless the fucking survivor is clear as day within your sight, they don't make grunts of pain through fucking walls anyway. You can't hear it anyway, so it don't fucking matter. And this... Really? Really? Also, I saw they had Dead Hard, so of course, the default reaction is, they most likely have Decisive. That's why I slugged. Also, again, Windows. And also, they came in this match just to be a cunt. Saboteur, with Breakout, with Petrified Oak, and a flashlight. Literally came into the match just to be a cunt. Terrible design behavior. And vacuuming, because they weren't actually there, by the way. Lovely. Lovely thing to have, by the way. That's sarcasm if you couldn't fucking tell. Wouldn't you know, dog shit, don't vacuum it onto my head. Funny that. Yep, 2 gems gone because of your terrible fucking map design behavior. No hook in the middle of the map, of course. And then vacuuming. But for some reason that's still in the game. They sounded further away, by the way, because of course. Keep in mind, if I was to DC here, I get punished, but if they DC when they're losing, yeah, it's perfectly fucking fine. %, by the way, so now I'm the right speed. In English, for those who don't understand, Xenomorph, in crawler form, is for where are the fucking hooks behavior. Xenomorph in crawler mode is 4.4. Why? I said this before. Well, I haven't said it, I've typed it into someone else's fucking thing, because, again, the current fucking way Dead by Daylight is, no killer should be 4.4. Not anymore. Again, no aura. What do you know when there's not 50,000 pallets that go down? Funny that. Really funny, isn't it, behavior? How the survivors that are currently got me to 1 gem don't actually know how to fucking do anything in chase. Despite the fact, even you say, that's what the game should be about. The chase. Funny how pathetic you are balancing your own game. Look at that! Another gem. And yet they suck. Funny that. Look at all this free distance, by the way. Completely free. Because of your anti-tunnel mechanics. Despite the fact, you literally have to in this fucking game. Because of how shit you are at balancing your own game. Let's see, does he have decisive? Is he a fucking scrub? Maybe he missed it, I have no fucking care either. Because again, you keep balancing it around these fuckers. The ones who are terrible in chase and yet want gens to be done in 30 seconds. Make it make sense. Once again, I'm 4.4, so he gains so much free distance here. Off the ground, no counter slugging again, by the way. Totally no counter. Totally not the fact that survivors who complain about this are not just totally inept. You have dead arm. There's no way in hell you don't with how much you're looking behind you. By the way, I can't stop this, because they've removed grabbing, by the way. Yep. One kill when they all sucked. Ain't that amazing? Any DC, by the way. Fucking pathetic. Literally just pathetic. This is the type of person that behavior is balancing for, by the way. What did they do there to actually earn that? Nothing. Literally nothing. Sat on a general fucking... Like, what? So let me get this straight, behavior. You want to nerf gen regression, but buff how fast survivors can complete it. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. Go on. It doesn't make any fucking sense. If, big if here, killers who actually were effective in chase, for example, if Xenomorph was 4.6 in crawler mode, meaning she actually had pressure, right? Hell, you know what else is really funny? Does anybody remember what Xenomorph's tail used to be like on launch? Oh, that's right. It was immediate, but that was deemed as strong. Nemesis Tentacle is immediate, once you've got it ready. Why the fuck isn't Xenomorph's? Now that's not me saying, oh, change Nemesis to be more like Xenomorph. No. Give Xenomorph back her immediate tail. Make Vecna's annoying alert sound effect not exist. Actually, just have it not exist. Same with Xenomorph's tail when it's going to hit. Have that not be a thing. Do you want to know what would make this game actually good again? You can keep the terror radius, that's fine. Remove the giant red stain. Remove it completely. Make all killers 5 meters a second speed. Aside from here, Nurse, Blight, and Kaneki can stay 4.6. 4.6 or 4.8. Because again, I'm moving at 4.4, by the way, and I didn't make any fucking distance on people. Right? I did not gain distance onto them, how I should. Right? Survivors are meant to be 4 meters a second. That's what they're meant to be. Meaning I, in any fucking killer, should be able to gain distance. 4.4 isn't gaining distance. That means that survivors are moving at 4.4. Basic math there. Right? Two things moving at the same speed will never catch up, obviously. Two things moving at different speeds will either separate in distance, or will decrease in distance. If I'm moving faster than the survivor, I should catch up. I wasn't catching up. We stayed at the same distance. Genuinely, remove the giant red stain from all killers, make them 5 meters, aside from a few, make survivors 4 meters again, right? And if that feels too slow, fine. Don't tinker with the speed. But again, make survivors actually slower than the killer by a good amount. With that many pallets on the map, the killer should not have to be literally fucked at every single pallet and forced to break them all, right? The killer should actually be able to catch up, right? This is a horror asim, by the way. Horror asim, right? And Xenomorph has a giant fucking red light in front of her. Where's the horror? You literally know where the big fucking bad thing is. There's no horror. Horror is not knowing where it is. Again, remove the red stain. You can keep the terror radius, right? Because that builds suspense. That's fine to have around. Remove the red light. Remove all this bullshit that you've given survivors. That means change Decisive Strike or just remove it. Blatantly just remove it. You can keep windows if you make it 16 meters instead of its blatantly broken 32 meters. Sprint burst can stick around if you either decrease how much it speeds them up or how long it speeds them up, as in shorten one of them, right? Decrease one of those two. Increase how long it takes to heal. Increase how long it takes to do gens. Because people out here who are all saying like, no, gen speeds are fine, it's everything else that is a problem because people are doing gens more. First of all, you are correct. Healing speeds are broken. Oh no, all this shit is brokenly fast already. So again, they're on gens more, but that's besides the point. If, let's say, right now, everybody is healing or injured or anything, or they just, for example, if they just ignore healing, they'll just do gens, right? Obviously. You know, common sense there, they'll just do gens instead. Gen speeds will still fly, because again, they're not wasting their time. They're not doing anything else. Gen speeds are already ridiculous, and the only thing that slows it down barely is forcing survivors to do something else. Forcing. Because don't forget, simply because survivors can't deal with having their progress literally removed, there's now an 8 kick, not kick limit mind you, it's an 8 damage limit. That means if you're using Surge, a perk that procs every time, every time you down someone with a basic attack, every time you down someone with a basic attack, at 8 downs, downs, not hooks, at 8 downs, you'll be unable to regress every gen within 32 meters of where you got those downs. That's broken. That is literally retardedly stupid. So let me get this straight, behavior. Because the survivors suck, you want to nerf the killer. Explain to me how that makes sense. Go on. How does that make any fucking sense? Also, this shit shouldn't be around. It genuinely shouldn't. You saw how much that fucking impacted me. There was no fucking hooks in 3 locations I was trying to hook people. There was no hooks in 3 locations. You know what that means, behavior? You have all this shit, which hampers the killer's English, that hampers the killer's progression of their objective, and yet, when the killer goes to hamper the survivor's progression of their objective, you nerf it. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. Go on. It doesn't. If the survivors can stop me from doing my objective, killing them, right, by bringing perks or offerings, I should be able to do the same. That's not a fucking wild thing to say, by the way. That is a straight up fact. Because before all this bullshit, before all this fucking coddling and babying, in like 2020-ish, right? Like Dredge era or something, about Dredge's time. As killer, you could play as D-tier killers, you know, like Dredge and whatnot, and still win against strong perks. Not strong survivors, strong perks. These fuckos didn't do anything. They literally died extremely fast in chase. And yet, because gen speed is too fast, I get punished. I get punished for them holding a single fucking button. Right? Not only that, they have a surrender feature. If I'm at 1 fucking gen and only have 4 hooks, which I'm pretty sure I was this game, I should be able to DC. If you're gonna give it to one side, you have to be fair and give it to the other behavior. Or are you just blatantly fucking biased? Most of your fucking staff apparently admit to being survivor mains, which explains so much about how you trash so much of the balancing. All of the balancing you do, all of the time is dog shit. It is. It's not even like fucking sarcastic there. It's all dog shit. Legion isn't back in 2v8 despite the fact he has been underworked the whole time. So either you're lying, or you just took him out the game mode simply because the fact survivors complained. Which, if you haven't noticed yet, behavior, survivors complain all the time. You, being a survivor main, playing the game, you shouldn't take any bias to it. Just because they say it, doesn't mean you as a developer should take any consideration to it. Like right now, all of these perks here, guess how many of these are problematic? Ready? Problematic. 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 This is extremely problematic all the fucking time. This is problematic for 4.4 killers, because you outspeed them all the time. This is fucking stupid. This is fine as is, but it's stupid. Problematic. 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 Problematic with that. Problematic. 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 This is literally a bullshit build. This is literally a build to regress any progress a killer makes. If you're someone like Legion, Wraith, or any hit and run killer, this fucking perk build this person's just made literally just cocks them. They literally can't play the fucking game behavior. Problem. 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 Before you ask why I say fixated is a fucking problem, because everybody who uses fixated runs vigil. Those who don't understand why that's a problem, literally think with your own brain for a second. Also, 66% faster. 66% faster. That should not be the speed. 66% faster is outrageous. That makes someone like Ghostface lose their power in 2 fucking seconds. That's dumb. That is dumb. This entire build is literally just run around a single fucking rock, well, walk around more specifically, then get a free sprint burst for a stupid amount of distance. You know what? Let me find out the math here, okay? Let me find out how much 66% of 40 seconds is, and I'll proceed to tell you how bullshit that is. "26 seconds. 26 seconds. off of a 40-second thing. Fucking hell, that's stupid. That is obnoxiously stupid to have. That's obnoxious. That is, period, obnoxious. Those who don't understand why, that means the cooldown for this is only... It's only... What the fuck? Ain't no motherfucking way it's 14 seconds. 40 minus 26. 26 plus 4 is 30. Yeah, that's 20. That's 14 seconds. Sprint Burst having a 14-second cooldown is retarded. That is genuinely fucking retarded. Okay? Behavior, do you understand at all your game? At all? Do you understand it at all? I don't think you fucking do. As I've ranted this to myself many times. Behavior, play your own game. Prove it on stream right now. Do it right now. Do it on the next community stream. Go into a fucking public game and play Killer. Play 3 to 4 matches. Go on. Play an actual public game 4 times. See how many you kill on a D tier killer. Go on. Play Trapper. Play Wraith. Go on. Play Xenomorph. You know what? Play fucking Xenomorph. Okay? Play Xenomorph. I fucking dare you. Play Xenomorph. Okay? Because this shit is fucking outrageous. This is genuinely just outrageous. The Xenomorph wouldn't give a flying fuck about a piece of wood being dropped on its head. It wouldn't give a fuck about anything being dropped on its head that isn't lethal. Not only that, it would be faster than 4.6 fucking meters. It exists to kill. It would be 5. It would be sprinting. Has anyone... Okay, you know what? Here's one for you. Have you played AVP 2010? Have you played Aliens vs. Predator 2010? The 2010 game of that? Have you seen the sprint speed of that fucking Xenomorph? That is way faster than this, and is honestly a better interpretation than you've fucking done. It's outrageous, actually, now that I think about that. That's fucking retarded. Again, the maps as well. No, this is a complete rant. This is just a complete rant at this point. The maps that you have made are dumb. I'ma fucking state that. All these open fucking maps are dumb. The only time you should get an open fucking map is if you're a range killer like Huntress. For someone who probably has no idea what I mean by that, for this idealized version of Dead by Daylight, no red light, meaning all of this open space is dumb, right? You'll still see the killer coming. You'll see the silhouette first, obviously, no giant red light to give it away. However, a room, as in a ton of walls being around the map, for example, Gideon. Let's take Gideon, for example. Let's say Gideon, you know, the game. The fucking pallet hell. Again, behavior, decrease the amount of parts on that fucking map. It's obnoxious. The game is a good map for no red light. Why? Well, last I checked, there's no obvious hint that you're coming around a fucking corner. Not only that, you should decrease survivor FOV. You should. I'm not against check spots being a thing and whatnot, you know, to see if they're coming around a corner and whatnot. However, if the killer can't fucking see you, how is that fair? How does that simulate horror in any way? Because don't forget, this is meant to be a horror ASIM, right? You're meant to feel a bit scared, you know? Not know where the killer is 24/7. Not know if they're coming around the corner. Not know. You get the idea, right? Like, fuck right off. If you've played Alien Isolation, you'll know what I'm on about. You have a vague idea where they are. That's it, right? Play the game with no motion tracker, and that is what Dead by Daylight should be. Alright? Turning a corner without knowing if it's there, or not being prepared to run the other direction, death sentence if it is there. That is what horror is. This shit is a fucking joke. Alright? It's 10 years behavior. You should actually know what the fuck you're doing with this game, right? Either you change the game from being a horror asim, as in change its name to no longer have that, and as a result all these horror characters feel out of place to hell, or you add horror elements back, remove the red stain, decrease survivor FOV, so it feels cramped, compact, claustrophobic, make maps actually hide the killer, line of sight blockers. Because again, if all the survivors have is a quiet, keywords here, quiet, right, terror radius, which, let me be blunt with you, you can do a quiet terror radius by just decreasing the size of it. Because then, they'd only get the notification to be afraid when the killer is actually nearby, meaning pre-running, the problem for most killers who don't have high speed is then less of a problem. Oh, but what if they do use a killer with high speed? Well, then they're still good. Then, the loud and obnoxious speed killer, because that's what they all are. Every single speed killer is obnoxiously loud. Blight bashes into things and growls the whole time, for fuck's sake. Wesker grunts when he dashes. Kaneki screams and again yells when he's using his, Spider-Man type shit. Nurse screams as well when she blinks through objects. The fuck does Xenomorph do when she's moving at 4.4? Oh right, no sound. It's the Xenomorph. It's not gonna make fucking sound. Why is Evan McMillan, who, by the way, that's the Trapper's actual name, which is somewhat hilarious. Fucking Evan, for Christ's sake. Again, moving on from that. What is he doing besides just walking? Nothing. He's not throwing a fucking landmine, is he? No. So again, you wouldn't know they're there until they're within actual hearing distance. Oh, then we'll just increase the sound of everything. Is what I imagine a behavior fucking dev thinks when I say that. We'll just increase how loud things are, so being within hearing range is a lot closer. Farther, same thing. No, because then you're a twat. Because then you're an actual obnoxious twat who clearly has no idea what they're fucking doing with this game. Am I saying names? No, because I don't know any of your names. Mostly because I can't be fucked to remember the name of someone who is making a biased game for idiots. The idiots in this instance are survivors, by the way. So why the fuck do you listen to the majority in a 4v1? That doesn't make any fucking sense. Like, mathematically, that doesn't even make sense. Why would you listen to the majority when your game literally emphasizes a majority being a thing? You then listen to the killers, the smaller number, the one. It's not that complex behavior. It really isn't. If something is actually broken, you'd know. All killers are not broken. Currently, Blake, Kaneki, and fucking Nurse are strong, not broken. They're strong. That's what they should be. Vecna is weak as shit. Oh, but he has a ranged power that you have to be dead on target with, that the survivors get an alert to, and that you move extremely slow when you have it out to use. Right. That's totally strong, being a 4.4 killer, and then becoming literally slower than the survivors, because again, survivors are clear as day 4.4 if a 4.4 cannot gain distance on them without speed up perks. Alright? Common fucking sense here. I said this earlier like a minute or 3 ago or something like that. Again, why the fuck would the killer be slowed down using their power? Being slowed down a lot? No, bullshit. Being slowed down by like 0.1 meters or 0.2 meters? Sure. Because then you can't gain distance, when they have their power out. But again, Vecna isn't 4.6. So even in a correct world where survivors are 4 meters a second sprinting, like, what? Vecna isn't 4.6, so even if they were 4 meters, right? Even if they were, he wouldn't be gaining a ton of distance anyway, because he's 4.4. But because survivors are 4.4, yeah, clear as day they duck because you can't catch up, then slowing him down when he uses his power is just bullshit pandering to survivors. The amount of second chance bullshit you give survivors and hand-holding and, oh, we don't want to hurt their feelings, let's let them DC. Fuck you. Genuinely. You clearly don't know how to make a PvP game. At all. Alright? Like, literally at all. If I play a PvP game and I outskill someone, I don't want them all of a sudden being fucking invincible.